the tail of a donkey.
And this mountaintop does not disappoint. Can't talk, a little busy.
Hey everybody, Scott from the Dirt Chimps and that Moto app here, just filming an opinion piece today on what's the best bike in my experience for riding BDR style missions, CDRs, that's Canadian Dualsport routes, or really just anything like that, multi-day on and off-road, typically carrying some luggage. So I've got my collection of bikes here and I wanted to show you each one and just give you my thoughts. Okay, starting way down at the end here, this bike's actually standing in for a 501. So this is a 450. It's not street legal. It's standing in place. I have had 500s and 501s that are street legal. So that would be the smallest bike that I've ever owned and taken on a BDR style adventure. Then we move up to the KTM 690/701. This is of course a 690. This is an 890 Adventure R, also representing the 790s, which I've had one of each of. Here's an older 2012 990. What a beast. And then finally, the Rhino, the big BMW GSA 1250. Okay, of course, this is a 450, not a 501 or a 500, but these bikes are extremely capable off-road, of course, but they are terrible at carrying luggage. It wrecks the geometry, it wrecks the steering, and boy, are they ever buzzy, and you get a lot of wind. I would not do a multi-day adventure on one of these. It can be done, but it's certainly not my first choice, perhaps my last. Okay, this is my 690. I got this last year and I put almost 12,000 kilometers on it, doing exactly what we're talking about, BDR style adventures. I also went to Moab, did a bunch of camping off of this. These are almost as capable as a 501. Certainly they're heavier, but not nearly as heavy as those guys. And they carry luggage pretty well. The biggest downside of these is the wind, and there's a lot of it. Okay, for years my 790 was my go-to off-road bike. These bikes are obviously incredible off-road. They carry the luggage really well. They're not good in the wind unless you put a much bigger windscreen on them, but then you're also risking taking that windscreen in the face when you're off-road. If it's going to get pretty spicy and I still want to bring all my stuff, this is a great choice. For me solo on the 890. Look around. Yeah, baby. Hot sauce connector. This is one of those great trails at the adventure bike gathering where everyone gets to come out and try something that's tighter than what you normally take an adventure bike on, but still fun and flowy. It's a great riding area. Okay, check out this beauty. This is a 2012 KTM 990. Obviously we put some modifications on it. It's really just around the windscreen. This is all bashed up when I bought it. This bike is an absolute beast. It's low tech. It's beautiful on the road. Handles the load really well. And the suspension is brilliant. You might be worried it's 13 years old now. How good could the suspension be? Awesome. This is a great bike. Love it. Sadly, it's not insured this year, so I haven't been riding it because you know what? You can't ride all the bikes every year. This is a 1250 GS Adventure, so it's got the huge tank on it. I rode this bike as just a test and I fell in love with it. I was surprised at how capable it was off-road. Now, that is said within limits. So if I were doing a BDR, I have done a BDR on this bike. I did the Washington BDR, and if you've watched the video, when I got to the top of Babyhead Hill, I said something like, that was terrifying. I did make it up without even taking a dab, but that's really where I feel that this bike hits the wall with that, what's it called, telelever suspension? Maybe it's just my ability. It's very heavy, very comfortable, very planted, and probably the best thing when you're on gravel roads. It's truly incredible. It also carries a load extremely well. Last time I used this bike, or the season that I used it the most, I had the Reckless 80s on it, and honestly, I think this is a better setup, having a rack system. So what's the best bike? I don't know, they're all great. It depends on what you like. More into the off-road, more into the comfort. If you're gonna be slaying big kilometers, it's not gonna be too tricky. I'd say that any of these bikes are the best. And honestly, if you're doing easier BDRs or CDRs, that's the Canadian Dualsport routes, for most people, the GSA is gonna take the win. I am planning a little adventure myself right now. I'm planning to do the Okanagan CDR, the Canadian Dualsport route. You can get that from that moto app in the GPS exchange. Before I do so, I'm gonna do a little thing on luggage because I've probably got one of the bigger collections of luggage and some experience using all. And I'm gonna take a look at some toolkits as well because I think that's a pretty cool thing to geek out on. I was just doing a little editing. I'm like, wait a minute, I think there's a little more to the story here. Let's go downstairs. Let's talk about if you could only have one bike, which one would you get? This is the great debate amongst adventure bikers. The 501, if I wanted a dirt bike and just wanted to do a little bit of BDR off-roady style, maybe not too much camping because damn, not great, then it's the 501. The one do-it-all bike is probably the 690, honestly. It's not awesome at anything, but it's really good at everything, except maybe pounded down slab. The 890, well, if you're not going to be going solo places, you're not doing stuff that's too difficult, this is a great one and only bike, but I don't feel that safe going out on adventures by myself on this bike because it is so big, so heavy, it's easy to get pinned under it if you're doing anything difficult, but wow, what an off-road beast. This might be the winner. When you look at the cost of this thing, that's a $12,000 bike before I put the Aurora Tower on it, but they're low tech, they run for a long time. The suspension's awesome. It can do it all. Once again, not a solo hard off-road bike. Maybe not even a hard off-road bike. It's a real hammer when you get into the single track. I'd much rather be on this bike and then better and better again the single track. But you know how much fun an 890 is. That's how we built the whole YouTube channel on 1090s and 890s in single track. Awesome. This one is really hard to ride off-road and single track. And then this is the dentist bike. So if you got lots of money and you don't mind doing some big miles, that's what you're looking for, and you just don't want to take it on single track because it doesn't really belong there. What a fantastic bike. Once again, I don't know, maybe the 990, maybe the 690. I don't know. We haven't solved anything here, have we? Oh well, it's a fun debate to have. Go to that moto app, go download some tracks, have some big adventures, and I look forward to seeing you at the Adventure Bike Gathering.